One of my favorite words in the English alphabet is accountability. Accountability is the fact or condition of being accountable, responsibility. And today I'm going to be holding some people accountable. It turns out when stocks are not doing good, more specifically over the last 5 years, and the 5 year chart is not perfect and going up and to the right, a lot of people like to talk negative about some certain companies. It's very easy to kick people when they're down, when stocks are not doing good, the stock isn't trading all time highs every other week, and the sky isn't always blue. And I do believe with some certain investors, they need to kind of reevaluate their investing style and maybe look at buying some companies when the sky isn't always blue. I do believe that is when some of the greatest opportunities are. And look, I'm not calling Starbucks the greatest stock of all time. If there is any company that's closest to it, it is Starbucks. But in all seriousness, a lot of people lack to find a long-term investment thesis and really do like to kick on stocks when they're low. And today we're going to be holding them accountable. And ironically, a lot of the people that I'm showing today have not responded since Starbucks has traded up. And I completely understand that it's ironic that I'm doing the same thing here. Short-term performance, Starbucks has jumped up very fast in stock price. But I'm doing the same thing that they're doing. For some transparency, Starbucks is one of the largest holdings in my portfolio right now. I was buying a lot during the 70s when people were shitting on it. I'm just holding on to the company for now. I don't think it's the best opportunity in the market, and I'm just letting my gains kind of compound. But this is a company I ideally am going to hold forever. One of the highest conviction positions in the portfolio right now. Let's get on to the accountability, though.
Hello, I like money.
First, we have Finance Guy, known for his very original finance takes and not believing in prenups. This is just great. With all the hype around Starbucks, I would just like to point out that Starbucks has drastically underperformed the S&P 500 over the last 5 years. The visible sigh. All jokes aside here, you guys may or may not have heard of the 5 year chart joke. I even mentioned it in the intro. But we like to joke around a lot in the Cash Flow Kings link description that like the 5 year chart is the only thing that matters. If the 5 year chart is not outperforming the S&P 500, you're wasting your time. This guy is literally the identical example that we are making fun of here. It's absolutely insane, and somebody that likes to claim financial literacy should not be looking at 5 year performance, for a good indication of whether stock is good or not. That's just absolutely insane. But considering that this guy is going to get divorced in 5 years and have half of his assets taken away, I wouldn't be too stressed. Next, we have the 40-year-old man on Twitter that likes to attack teenagers for their net worth. Nothing screams success like that. This is a good one. Wow, you guys really love to buy falling knives. Starbucks has done absolutely nothing over the last 5 years. Doesn't that bother you at all? What else do we have here? Pfizer, MPW. See quality and the income will follow. This one really has it all. It's amazing. Attacking other people's investments without any provocation is just absolutely mint. Of course, the 5 year chart reference as well is another beauty. To follow it up, I didn't think it any better, but this is absolutely this is a gem. All I'm saying is that buying Starbucks right now is akin to gambling. Business is clearly in trouble. This is Starbucks' revenue, by the way. This is a business that's clearly in trouble. And that's probably the best submission from the entire video, but on to the next one. Hate to do it, but I also kind of have to do it. I like Joseph Carlson, but he did make some remarks about Starbucks, and he was talking about the caffeine bubble and how he predicted the caffeine bubble. So many companies, the pricing power is limited. He also has made previous references to Starbucks' short-term performance. We just gotta hold some accountability here. He also did make a video that I reacted to and gave my live, feedback and analysis on it. He did have some points that I disagreed with. Feel free to check that one out. This one was yesterday, and at least he's kind of keeping it. But all I gotta say here, there's a reason he didn't mention Target stock in here. I just think that past performance shouldn't indicate any future returns, and we shouldn't really be looking at, past results and performance and indicating whether that's a good company or not. Any company can trade at a crazy valuation. Now, I'm not putting down Costco at all, but we need to be looking at future cash flows, I believe. I like Joseph Carlson. He's definitely not the worst of any of these guys that I'm showing today. Next, we have ex-Dividend Daddy. Very interesting fella. I was being serious. Down 8% in 5 years. Another 5 year chart reference. Absolutely mint. It's basically trading sideways, which is doing nothing in terms of price appreciation. You guys should be very careful about getting into Starbucks with how it's trading. It's making a series of lower highs. If it gets below $71.80, it's way problematic. This is a great one. This comes from one of the people that think Starbucks is a genocide company and that somehow they're responsible for the war. Makes a lot of sense. Basically, to recap the entire situation, a union said on behalf of the entire Starbucks corporation they support that Starbucks supports Palestine. Starbucks can't be supporting Israel or Palestine. It's bad for business. So they literally had to sue them to get it removed of defamation. Starbucks is over. I doubt they'll ever recover from this boycott. The stock will continue to dwindle until it levels out. Drinking a Starbucks worldwide like it was a fashion statement like owning an iPhone. That illusion is gone because people see Starbucks as a founder of genocide. Come back to this comment in 3 to 6 months to tell me how right or wrong I was. That's absolutely mint. I also wanted to debate this guy because none of these people understand the actual Starbucks situation. They just view them as the bad corporation because they make a lot of money in revenue and they just want somebody to point the finger at. In all reality, I offered to debate this guy on Cashflow Kings. He didn't come on, didn't ever debate me, and look where we are now. And look, 3 to 6 months is way too short term. I'm not even gonna lie. Would much rather come back in 10 years and do this video updated if Starbucks, like 10x's or whatever, right? That's a joke, by the way. So many people have a personal bias against Starbucks. I find more people have a personal bias against it. Not for the entire politics thing, but more so people that just don't believe that they can't comprehend that people spend $3 or $4 for coffee. Some people just can't mentally comprehend that and they have a bias against the company. It doesn't make sense. Next one, I'm from Washington and I wouldn't buy Starbucks. It's a dying brand. Now Costco is as popular as ever and I don't see it slowing down. I wonder what made him think that. Those are today's examples of accountability with Ryan. If you guys would like to see more videos like this of stocks that have turned out good after a long time of people completely dumping on them, let me know their stock ticker below and I will look into it and see if I can make any example. I'm considering doing this video for Target as well because I've heard a lot of people not talking about it recently as well when they were last year when the stock was down. Last point that I want to make is that you guys need to keep a long-term focused mindset. It is very common for stocks to underperform for 1 year, 3 years, even 5 years as we saw today. But if you're really investing for future cash flows and future profits of the business, you should not be concerned of sentiment of other investors and more importantly, short-term price performance. I hope today shows you guys that short-term price performance and short-term sentiment on a company can really be something that can drive you wild and sell out of a company. I saw a lot of people sell out of Starbucks at the $70 range because they didn't just like what other people were saying about it, and it's very common for people to do that. But when you're investing in a stock and investing in a business, I believe that you should fully intend to hold this company for 5, 10, 15 years and for the long term. And if the company trades down and the cash flows are still going to be there and you believe in the future of the business, buy even more. But if you want to avoid all of that, just buy ETFs and chill. I appreciate you all for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe, do dividend stocks, not drugs, and have a good one.